Oh my God. Feel pretty good. Just a reminder, my phone is off because I'm saving the battery. So if it's urgent, I will wait for Michael to tell me in my ear. Thank you, sir.
Hey, boys.
Hello, Douglas.
Cooley.
Hello, brother. How are you?
Good, buddy. How you feeling?
We're at the halfway point, my friend. Halfway point right now.
How's your throat? Acid reflux, good?
So far, so good.
Good. Just let me know if you need anything from the doctor.
Check 1, 2, 3. Puck is dropped and we are underway.
Frederick Pedersen is going to play the next game. Maybe Aaron Palushai as well.
Aaron Palushai is in the lineup.
Oh, he is in the lineup. Okay.
Aaron Palushai is in the lineup.
Okay. I like him as a player a lot. I thought he was going to stick in Montreal at one time. Had a great career at Michigan.
He played at Michigan or Michigan State?
Michigan. He played with Pacioretty. They're going to be good. Get Pedersen in the next game. This is a good lineup. Some talent all over. Remember the wipeout of this guy the other day? The skater right here?
I missed it. You saw it. I missed it.
Right over the blue line. The blue line must have raised up.
Puck is dropped. We're underway.
Pedersen was telling me that he just got bought out from another team, Nizhny. They wanted to dump him so bad that they sent him down to the Russian minors for 3 months. A town in the middle of nowhere. Nobody speaks English. Skating 2-a-days, anything to break him so he would try to walk away from his contract. Stevie, you're a celebrity here now. It's official.
I do what I can, my friends. I do what I can.
Fans clamoring for those. What would they be?
5x7s?
5x7s? Okay.
Is that cell phone people are holding up?
Yes.
Cell phones?
It's cell phones, and then they're just, it's a reflection of the colors that are being beamed on them.
I like that.
Of course you do. Full-on baller.
You ghetto.
You have your soup?
I ate my soup and I peed again.
It's a good sign, getting rid of the toxins.
Melvin Neifler is in net, Doug.
Yes,
Melvin
he is. Neifler. Neifler.
Neifler.
With
Cuts
an L.
like
Neifler.
a knife.
Lur.
Lur. Cuts
Yeah.
like a knife. Lur. Brian Adams. Cuts like a knife.
There
lur.
could be a few going by him tonight. Take my word on that.
Pardon me, my
There
friend?
could be a few going by him tonight.
I think tonight's game is going to be high scoring, in my opinion.
And Kevin Lalonde is now a Belarusian, don't forget.
Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. This game is coming to you live from the Vale Ant Arena in Davos, Switzerland. Check 1, 2. Hello, Toronto. Team Canada's 2-0 at the World Cup. Turned out to be lopsided World Cup so far. met Martina Hingis. We met Miss Davos. We had a fan that autograph was for someone all the way from Western Canada, Doug.
They love you there. They love you here. Your popularity extends across the ocean and across our country, Steve.
Next year, I got to put on the skates, call the game from the ice, actually be on the ice. What do you make of that?
Oh, that would be incredible. It's going to be like Steve's hybrid basketball game call. I hope this guy doesn't fall. He can barely skate, this fella out here.
I'm going to be quiet until I'm cued. Good luck. Good luck.
Let's go. Work hard. 1, 2, 3, go!
It is the final round-robin game of this, the 90th edition of the Spengler Cup from the Vale Ants Arena in Davos, Switzerland. I'm Steve Coolius in the broadcast booth. Doug Honegger, former member of Davos going back to 95-96, is in between the benches. It's Kevin Lalonde for Minsk against Melvin Neifler in net for Davos. Davos losing to Canada, Minsk beating Canada, and this place is already alive and making noise, Doug.
You bet it is. It's another night game for Davos. I like to play them at night. The excitement level, you can feel it building throughout the day, and the culmination is when the puck drops this evening.
Matt Ellison on the face-off for Minsk. Face-off is poked ahead by Rob Klinkhammer, number 12, who will be our first intermission guest. Played in the National Hockey League almost 200 games, getting it in on the far side, and Klinkhammer goes in after it. Comes to the near boards, carried out by Weezer. Mark Weezer fires it rink wide, but a step ahead of the play is number 15, Tuomo Ruutu. Offside is the call. Let's go downstairs for Honegger's hunches. Doug?
And another 3 this evening, Steve. My first one is I think Minsk is going to remain undefeated. I just got a got a strong feeling about this team. I like the way they play. I think Craig Woodcroft has done a great job with this team. A lot of talent. It's going to be hard, though, to keep Davos' intensity up. You play a game like they did against Team Canada last night with only 24 hours to turn around. It's just difficult to keep the level of intensity the way they play. Then lastly, they are a team that likes to take a lot of risks. And I think against a team that is so focused on detail and so good defensively, this could pose a problem for them against this Minsk Hockey Club.
This is the 6th game of the tournament so far. We're basically averaging over 7 goals per game at this event. Offense has been the name of the game. We have not had a shootout, or more importantly, Doug, a shutout so far, as the puck is brought in by Kovarishin. He has a goal in the tournament, kept in by Kirill Gotovits at the line. And starting out again is Ilya Shinkevich for Minsk.
Not as excited as you are, Steve, about a potential for a shutout, but geez, would I ever like to see 3-on-3 overtime.
Puck comes to the near side for Chris Kenko. Long lead feed, beats everybody. Dmitry Korobov goes in after it, as does Alex Matarukin, who also had a goal in the game against Canada. Minsk in blue. They play in the KHL. Second Spengler Cup appearance. They won their only appearance back in 2009. They're second in the Bobrov division. Playing very good hockey so far this year, Doug, at 25, 14, and 3. This is their 51st game of the year, all things considered.
And this is a good hockey club. This is a very solid KHL team. We're going to be treated to a good hockey team tonight here against Davos.
Here comes Davos in over the line. 2 minutes in on the far side. That's Robert Kusal to Andreas Ambule. Ambule in front of the net. He is looking for Tino Kessler. Couldn't get him the puck. Kessler, who did not play in game 1, in hard on the forecheck. It's picked off there by Kusal to Ambule. Ambule over to Kessler. Couldn't get his stick loose. What a chance there for Tino Kessler, who did not play in game 1, as there's a big check thrown by number 48, Dan Rahaimi, and the crowd is into it. Davos is into it early here in period number 1.
The intensity level is high. Right, look at this right here. Interception. I want Ambule right here, the shot on goal. He's going to look for the pass, but he has the angle. That's overhandling the puck. If there's one thing that Andreas Ambule does, you can see him right here just looking for Kessler. My only knock on Andreas Ambule, who we all recognize as the engine of this Davos Hockey Club, has a tendency to overhandle the puck. I'd like to see him shoot more.
And he took an uncharacteristic penalty in the last game against Canada. There's a shot from the point. Kevin Lalonde's first tough save of the game, as it came from the far point, fired by Simon Kinchy, who got it through. Minsk gets it to the line, but not out. Kept in momentarily by Mark Weiser. He took an elbow to the head, no call, and Sergei Drauz brings it back the other way. Drauz leaves it for big Alex Katarov. And then in on the forecheck is number 10, Matt Ellison. Played on the Spengler Cup Championship Team Canada team a year ago from Duncan, BC. Played with Chicago and Philadelphia in the NHL, as the puck comes back out to Kirill Gotovits, and he starts things out quickly. In over the line. Here's a chance. Palushai, the former Montreal Canadian, Aaron Palushai, with great speed there, Doug, coming off the bench.
I like Palushai. Had a cup of coffee with Montreal. I really thought he was going to stick with the Canadians, and look out for him tonight. Great speed, a tremendous career as well at the University of Michigan. Someone to keep an eye on, number 21 in blue.
That's Aaron Palushai. We'll keep an eye on him as the game progresses. He's actually on the ice now, in after the puck, but beat Forster, number 29. You'll see and hear a lot from him in this game. Gets a lot of ice time. It needs to stay out of the box. He took 2 penalties in the game against Canada, Doug.
And you're right, but when you play all of those minutes, you have a tendency to get worn down. I think sometimes he's overused, and the result takes those hooking and holding penalties.
Alex Pavlovich, number 71, in on the forecheck, but the puck comes loose. Long lead feed here on the near side. Springs Dario Simeon. Gets it back to the point. Pashot with a shot, fired it wide as he was looking for Enzo Corvi, number 70, and a lot of fresh legs in the lineup for Davos. Tino Kessler didn't play in game 1. Enzo Corvi didn't play either.
No, and that's a good pickup, but this is something that Minsk is going to have to get adjusted to. Davos start every game so fast. Here's the Palushai move right there, try to go low on the glove hand side, but they moved up puck very quickly. There's the elbow. You saw catch Mark Weiser in the head and the jaw. You know how much that hurts, but it's important for Minsk, to adjust to Davos' speed. They start the first 5 minutes blazing.
Number 65 is Mark Wieser, as you said. Number 56 is Dino Wieser. They are brothers. Dino 27, Mark is 29. They're going to need offense from them tonight. Andreas Ambuel on the draw. He's got Robert Cusel to his right. And Tino Kessler, the 21-year-old small winger who has 3 goals and 7 points on the year, part of the future of Davos hockey, to his left.
Absolutely right. Keep an eye on him playing with Ambuel, getting that chance to play on the first line tonight. Keep an eye on him. Small, talented guy, but feisty like many of these homegrown Davos players are.
Mark Forer, depth player in the organization, playing today. The right-handed shot defenseman gets it in deep. There's Robert Cusel getting some help from Tino Kessler. Andreas Ambuel comes in to help out, the former member of the Hartford Wolfpack. Fakes a pass, gets it back again, loses the handle. Coming off the bench was Pertu Lindgren because there's a penalty coming up, and holding is the call against Minsk. So 4 minutes, 37 seconds in, we have a power play.
You see Christian Kenkel, number 18, pins up Robert Cusalo on the boards right in front of the referee, but that's the thing that we've been talking about. It's one thing to pin, but you've got to be moving all the time. Otherwise, it's just too easy to call a holding minor.
So number 18, as you mentioned, Chris Kenkel, 21 years of age from Belarus. He played for Lethbridge last year in the Western Hockey League. So he is in the box. Out there is Per Ledeen, scored against Canada, number 27. Then get it back to the point to Drew Shore. He was looking for Pete Forster, but it's picked off by Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer scores! Rob Klinkhammer, short-handed, 1-0 Minsk.
And we talked about Rob Klinkhammer in the open, the former Phoenix Coyote, but watch this play on the blue line. Drew Shore, they want to find Bayet Forster right here on the right point. It's a blind pass because that is a preconceived play right there to get the puck to Forster. Beautiful job of Klinkhammer to intercept, but look at Neifler right here. The stick never leaves his hand. You talked about the poke check earlier this afternoon, Steve, the reluctance of some goalies to use the stick. Neifler right here has got to come out and challenge. Look at it. The stick never comes out of his hand. Forster tries to get his stick on Klinkhammer, but the goaltender just sat in his crease. Look how easy it was for Klinkhammer to put the puck by him.
Rob Klinkhammer is 30 years of age from Lethbridge, Alberta. 16 goals, 29 points in 37 games played. Over 190 career NHL games. Chicago, Arizona, Edmonton, Ottawa, Pittsburgh. He'll be our first intermission guest, and he scores a beauty shorthanded goal, the 3rd shorthanded goal, Doug, of this tournament already.
Yeah, just a good job of anticipating. But these teams, we know the European teams play a much more open game than we see in the National Hockey League. So these long passes, these blind passes, teams doing a real good job, the defensive teams reading and reacting, and no one better than Rob Klinkhammer on that last play.
In comes Noah Schneeberger. He shoots it in, and Kevin Lalonde from Kingston, Ontario, the 29-year-old keeper, played for the Belleville Bulls. He shoots it right back out again.
Yeah, and you got to be careful. You've got to know who you're playing against as a goaltender. If you're going to dump it in, you've got to make sure that if it's a goalie that can handle the puck, you don't want to shoot it to him. Lalonde doing a nice job. The puck came to him. Davos wasn't ready for that at all, and a nice job of him clearing the zone.
There's another look at the Rob Klinkhammer goal, our 3rd shorthanded goal of the tournament, beating Melvin Neifler. A frustrated Andreas Ambuel on that zone entry, playing the left point on the power play as a right-handed shot. Is it your experience that in Europe, like the NHL, but more so here, it's always 4 forwards, and maybe your best player is always on the point on the power play?
Well, absolutely, and you're right about picking up on that tendency, especially with the European teams. I find with the bigger ice, teams have a tendency to want to have 4 forwards out there. 3 up front, obviously. In this case, Ambuel, Davos' best player, also on the blue line.
This is the final round-robin game, our 6th game in our 3rd day here in Davos. Thursday, 2 quarterfinal matches. Friday, 2 semifinal matches. And then it's breakfast in Davos for the championship game on Saturday. These games will determine all the matchups. Right now, I guess, Doug, you can put it into a blender and start crunching numbers, but we'll wait till this game is over to figure everything out. Penalty is now over as the puck comes to Adam Hall near side, shovels it towards the net. Drew Shore, the Colorado native, was there but couldn't get a stick on it. Drew Shore is in after it now. Number 94, Shore, cycles it into the corner. Looking there for Per Ledeen, pinching in on the far boards. Trying to keep that puck in on the far side was Skyaroni. Here's a chance right in on goal. Claude Pachot with an opportunity, but he couldn't bury that one.
Although Pachot's impressed, tall defenseman for Davos, came into his own last season. A nice little offensive chance for him in the last play.
There's a shot that I don't think Kevin Lalonde ever saw coming from Greg Skyaroni, number 18. Enzo Corby also on the ice, as is number 56, Dino Wieser. As we approach the 8-minute mark, 1-0 is the score. Corby looking for Wieser. It was broken up, and Kirill Gotovits comes back the other way. He's got Kovarishin with him. Kovarishin setting up a one-timer for Nikita Komarov, and he drilled that one high off the glass.
And Komarov's hurt, Steve. Took a hard hit on the blue line after he took that slap shot.
We'll check in on Komarov when we come back live at the Spengler Cup.
Hurt his elbow on that one. Holding it pretty hard.
Play just underway here. 11:57 to go in period number 1. 1-0 is the score. Minsk in blue in the area to my right against Davos in yellow in the area to my left. The goal scorer, Lethbridge, Alberta's own Rob Klinkhammer to make it 1-0. And you were mentioning as that shot comes from the side of the net by Alex Pavlovich that Nikita Komarov was belted on his shot. We'll check in with Doug and see the condition of Komarov in just a second as Andre Stas has it along the near boards. He's botched there by Rahimi. Leaves it for number 61, Andrei Stepanov. He had a strong first game against Canada as the puck is corralled by Ambule and he brings it out. Ambule gets it up to Kessler. He loses it. And starting up on the far side is Simon Kinchy. In over the line, shot, blocked. And brought back the other way by our goal scorer, Rob Klinkhammer, who plays it back behind the net where it's controlled by Dmitry Korobov. Korobov there, being watched by Mark Wieser. Puck scoots out into the slot, picked up by Aaron Palushai, who's got speed through center. Palushai to Rob Klinkhammer, nice little move to get around Pertu Lindgren. Back behind the net to Palushai. He was looking for Matt Ellison in front of the net. Pretty good skill on here. Palushai, Ellison, Klinkhammer for Minsk.
Yeah, this is an all North American line. You can see great job of cycling, something Davos defense is having a hard time controlling, but Canada, this North American line, pardon me, is doing a great job working the puck down low. This is where they have a distinct advantage on the Davos defense.
Klinkhammer controlling the puck along the boards. Plays it for his man coming off the bench, and that's Alex Matarukin. Matarukin gets it for Lizovis with a shot over top of the net. If you remember, Evgeny Lizovic scored against Canada in that 7-4 victory in the openers. The puck comes out to center. Speaking of Komarov, we mentioned an update. I heard you say something about his elbow.
Thought it was his elbow, but instead it's his hand. He's gripping his hand pretty hard on the bench, or was. Looked like it was quite bruised. Ice was on it, but I expect to see him back.
He popped onto the ice there momentarily and threw it into the offensive zone where Kovarishin gets it to Matarukin. Over to Gotovits with a shot. Kirill Gotovits lets it go. The 25-year-old who went to Cornell University, has played in the KHL, AHL, and East Coast League, and was property of Tampa Bay.
There's Listovets, who you mentioned scored against Canada. This is a good skating team. And there's our friend Komarov. You see him gripping. Was his hand right there, Steve, holding his elbow, but it actually was his hand trying to get some pressure on his forehand. Was in some serious pain, but a courageous guy, and he's, as you noted, went back out for his next shift.
So he got hurt, iced it, went out on the ice, and is icing it here again as the puck comes dangerously close to the front of the net. Melvin Neifler, number 60, covers up. Gilles Sen started game 1, but did not get the call for game 2, Doug.
Yeah, and it's not uncommon for head coach Arnaud Delcourteau of Davos to give his backup goaltender a game in the Spengler Cup, and tonight that call goes to Melvin Neifler. Didn't look good on Klinkhammer's goal. Rob Klinkhammer has got to provide security for Davos. It's always difficult when you play the backup, particularly one who plays so little as Melvin Neifler does during the Swiss season.
Puck comes to Greg Schiarone, gets it over to Wieser, who lets a shot go. Dino Wieser's been very active in the hockey game so far, more active halfway through this period than perhaps in the opener against Canada, as Enzo Corvi corrals the puck. Corvi gets it up for Schiarone, too far, comes to Kevin Lalonde. His 7th year in Europe for the man that was drafted by Calgary back in 2005. Sergei Drouz couldn't corral the puck, and it's picked up by Dan Rahimi, who starts the rush on the far side, gets through everybody, ends up on the stick of Kusal, who tried to dangle around his man, Chris Kenkel, the 21-year-old from Belarus. Marco 4 in his own zone starting out. Rink wide to Rahimi, who goes to Andreas Ambule, looks for Kessler, mini breakaway. Oh, what a save by Kevin Lalonde. Robbed him, I tell you, Doug. Robbed him with that lightning left hand.
Yeah, he really did. He's looked good, Kevin Lalonde. Watch this beautiful, this is what Davos does. Look at the stretch pass. They work on this in practice. It's Ambule to the young Timo Kessler. I like this. You come in on your off wing. He saw half the net open, or at least he thought half the net was open, but look at that stabbing save, the stabbing save by Kevin Lalonde in the Minsk goal.
Kevin Lalonde has also played in Moscow, sporting a 16-3-2 record last year with a .934 save percentage, so his numbers over here have been very good as he stops that deflection by Mark Wieser.
Yeah, and easy to see why. Athletic in the goal.
Here's Stepanov with a shot. Big rebound in front. Another chance. Andre Stas is right there. Melvin Neifler made a nice first save, but a juicy rebound that luckily for him was not deposited in the back of the net.
Yeah, watch the shot by Stepanov right here, and Stas comes in. Nobody even takes him. I love to see a forward drive the net. Watch that rebound. Just doesn't even bother or isn't capable of just steering that first shot out of harm's way on either side of the net, but instead the rebound just sitting there, and Stahl's doing a good job getting to it.
Great opportunity for Rob Klinkhammer to get his second of the game. Matt Ellison couldn't corral that puck in the right wing circle. Aaron Palushai, Matt Ellison, and Rob Klinkhammer done some damage so far. Here's Shore, curling in the far corner. Gets it in deep for Per Ledeen. Has a goal in the tournament. Over to Adam Hall, some NHL experience here. Hall looking for Shore. Instead, he coughed up the puck, and back comes Klinkhammer the other way. It's a 3-on-2. Klinkhammer give and go with Palushai. It was touched with a high stick. Must have been a Davos player because we play on. Ellison behind the net for Klinkhammer. Onto the ice is Matarukin on the backhand as he almost put that one in. Alex Matarukin also has a goal in game 1 against Canada. And Matarukin now, has the puck in the near corner. Controlling the play. Back to the point. Lets a shot go that's tipped wide into the far corner. Comes back to Gotovitz. Near side for Gramarenko. There's a shot. Loose in front. Still loose. Ellison is there. And Matt Ellison can't bang it in. 1-0 Minsk. This game is coming to you live from Davos.
Leave. Come on. Everybody, let's go.
Hey, no, that's okay. That's fine. I just thought when the puck went to the corner was a good opportunity to point out that dreadful play by Heldner trying to come on his backhand. Bad ice, come on his backhand, 6.5 minutes to go, right through the pipe. What are you thinking right there?
You're watching live action on TSN of the 2016 edition of the Spengler Cup. 90th year for the oldest invitational hockey tournament in the world that began in 1923. This is the final round robin portion of the tournament. We get into the quarters tomorrow. semis on Friday and the championship on Saturday as Enzo Corvi has it, gets it into Gregory Schiaroni. Back to Enzo Corvi in the far corner, in front of the net, looking for Schneeberger, circles it to Corvi. Enzo Corvi with a shot. A lot of energy for number 70. Davos could have used his energy in game 1.
But they're getting it tonight. You're absolutely right. This guy has been skating very well here in the first period.
Puck bounces to Alex Matarukin, and there's going to be a slashing penalty as Matarukin had the puck, and that happened, Doug, behind the play.
And Christian Kenkel is going to go off here for Minsk, pushing in front of the net. We've seen Sharoni loves to play physical for Davos. Not what you want to do. You got 5.5 minutes left. You're going to see it right here with Sharoni 70, Davos. And you look at the slash right there. The referee is standing 10 feet behind him, saw the slash, just pushed him, go away and go about your business. A bad penalty for the Minsk player to take.
As I mentioned, played for Lethbridge last year in the Western Hockey League, 29 games with 1 goal and 4 points, and now he's in the box for 2 minutes or less. The last time Davos was on the power play, however, Rob Klinkhammer made it a 1-0 game, and that's where we stand right now. Ambule behind the net. Simon Kinchy has the puck near side. Gets it back to the point to Pachot. Schiaroni into Kusal. There's a shot from Pachot at the point. Lalonde got a piece of that one. Ambule, left wing circle, near side. Kusal shooting. Oh, what a save by Lalonde. How did he get something on that one? The fans anticipated a goal in the south end. Kusal shot, blocked in front. I think that hit Evgeny Lazovitz as he's favoring his left hand. Dmitry Korobov knocks his man to the ice. Puck comes here to number 71, Alex Pavlovich, and he gets it down to center ice. Andreas Ambule brings it in, under 5 to go in period 1. Just over a minute left, and the minor penalty that we saw right there to Chris Kenkel. Lalonde behind the net tees it up nicely for Lazovitz, who gets it out to center ice.
Couple of great scoring chances for Robert Kusal. There's some set plays. Ambule to Kusal. Kusal is a right-handed, left to sit up, is a left-hander on the right-hand circle. 2 shots for him, and I think he thought he had one of them with a wide-open net.
He played for the Oshawa Generals with Calvin DeHaan, Andy Andreoff, and John Tavares in 2008-2009. Had a 22-point campaign for the Oshawa Generals. Here's Drew Shore, far side, leaves it for Per Ledeen, trying to find Adam Hall, just out of his reach. Kept in by Pete Forster. Back to Hall. Under 15 to go on the minor penalty. To Chris Kenkel. Here's Ruutu. Tuomo Ruutu, the veteran of over 700 NHL games, and scores! He gets it over to number 94, Drew Shore, who buries it. We're tied at 1.
You're going to see the puck come from Ruutu over here to Drew Shore. That looked like it even may have been tipped by Adam Hall, 14 in front of the net. Here it is, Ruutu playing a little bit of a monkey right there, back and forth. Throws it across to Drew Shore. Adam Hall in front of the net. Here's a great shot of it. Lalonde out of position right here. Adam Hall right here. You can see he just gets the blade on the stick and tips it underneath the arm of Kevin Lalonde to equalize this game.
What a super deflection by Adam Hall in front, but you're right. It was Drew Shore with the shot, and it was number 14, Adam Hall, with the great deflection. So the penalty to Chris Kenkel, another bad penalty that's led to a power play goal. And that's been one of the themes in the tournament so far as we get icing against Minsk, as this first period of end-to-end action is tied at 1.
And you asked me a rhetorical question yesterday whether I thought bad penalties, you could associate bad karma with bad penalties. And so often we see, especially stick fouls, they come back to haunt a team, as that penalty did to Minsk.
3:47 to go. Face-off is to the right of Kevin Lalonde. The Volante Arena is alive and jumping here in Davos tonight. It's freezing outside. But it's very warm in here as the faceoff's controlled by Minsk. Kept in at the line by Sven Young in his first game, getting one of his few shifts so far. As offside is the call at the Davos line as Sergei Drouzd was ahead of everybody.
He was, but a nice job of gapping right there by Denremy. And here's the shot, Drew short, but look at Adam Hall charging to the front of the net, just gets the blade on the stick, tipping it past Kevin Lalonde, but a real good play, originating with Tuomo Ruutu. Sort of faked a couple of times he was going to shoot, then threw it back to shore, the shot from shore, and the beautiful deflection from Adam Hall.
Did you see Arno Del Curto after the goal sipping on what looked like, I'm not sure, ginger ale? I've seen Scotty Bowman and Mike Keenan chew on ice. I haven't seen Mike Babcock or Todd McClellan take a drink after his team scores a goal.
Excuse me if I'm laughing, but I've known him for 20 years, and the things he does, they're pretty unorthodox by North American standards, Steve.
I mean, it looked like apple juice.
It was local apple juice. That's exactly it, but we might see him chewing gum. We're going to see him with ice, to your point, like Scotty Bowman or Mike Keenan, drink a soda behind the bench. Everything he does is sort of out of what you'd expect from a professional hockey coach.
Well, that goal was brought to you by the Davos Apple Company, as we have under 3 to go in a 1-1 thriller so far. Andre Stas in over the line. Great piece of stick handling there. Behind the net, out the other side. Tries to get it back to the point, but it's picked off by your goal scorer for Davos, Adam Hall. Hall gets it on the far side to Ruutu, shoots it towards the net. Covering up is Lalonde, and now the proverbial pushing and shoving, holding and grabbing with 2:39 to go.
And we don't see a lot of that here in Europe. It was a pretty innocent shot, but Hall's driving the net. If I were Davos, this is what I'd be looking to do. They like to handle the puck a lot. I often feel that they overhandle it. Minsk does a real good job getting back there. Often 4 on the blue line. They're really detail-oriented, good defensively. I would start bringing pucks to the net. I would be challenging Kevin Lalonde, although he's had a very good game so far. But I would make the defense on Minsk pivot and go back. Challenge him, use your speed to your advantage, and see if coming to a point that you talk about all the time, zone entry. And this is an area where I think Davos can improve upon.
I am addicted to zone entries right now, examining how many times goals and chances are created, carrying it in over, shooting it in, and the numbers are staggering, Doug, as you know. Way more goals via possession. In possession of the puck now is Aaron Palushai, plays it behind the net for Matt Ellison. 1-1, period 1 of our final round-robin game, as Rob Klinkhammer has it now, tries to center it. Stopped by Claude Pachot. Klinkhammer falls to the ice. He'll be our first intermission guest on TSN's continuing coverage of the Spengler Cup. Puck is poked out to center by Wieser. Gets it over to Noah Schneeberger. He gets it near side for Dan Rahimi. Rahimi stops up, throws it into the far corner to Tino Kessler. The 21-year-old's had a very good period. Kessler gets it to Rahimi. His shot is blocked by Matt Ellison. He didn't see it. Matt Arukin tries to get it out. He can't, but Nikita Komarov does.
That's an example, Steve, right there. They're still looking for the stretch pass. A minute to go in the period, bad ice, but Davos sticking to their game, these long stretch passes. The ice is affecting the connectivity right now.
Andreas Ambuel twisting in his own zone, gathering speed, doesn't like what he sees, so he turns back again.
And this is what I'm talking about. Bring the puck back now, set up. Instead, what do they end up doing? They're losing the puck on the blue line. This is an opportunity for Davos, regroup and then come out in one, and then the second wave, come through the neutral zone with speed, particularly when Minsk is doing such a good job fogging up the middle of the ice.
Tuomo Ruutu and Perttu Lindgren are on the ice together. There's a lot of experience between these two Finns. Ruutu, 735 NHL games. And of course, Perttu Lindgren, Dallas Stars in the 2010 campaign. This is his 4th year with the club, and you'd think those two together would be magic, but we haven't seen the magic so far, Doug.
No, we saw one bit of magic, Ruutu setting up, assisting on the power play goal, but apart from that, even on that play right there, complete disorganization on the exit out of their own zone. This is what you're looking for. Two Finns that are used to playing with each other on the Finnish national team should be doing much better coming out of their zone than they did on the last shift.
Andre Stas down the wing. He lets a shot go that goes off Lindgren's stick and out of play.
Yeah, not much coming from Minsk offensively. Minsk is a team that's more focused on playing a control game. You're not going to see a lot of these long stretch passes. They don't play out of control, but I really like what I've seen from this line. Rob Klinkhammer, number 12, Matt Elson, 10, and the recent addition, number 21, Aaron Palaszczuk. This North American line has been really the only line that has contributed any offense so far for Minsk.
No surprise, these three are on the ice now against Drew Shore, Adam Hall, and company. Great work in the corner by Beat Forster. I love his game, so strong on the puck, so reliable. Hall, the goal scorer for Davos, tries to get it out. He doesn't the first time. Palaszczuk sends it back in. Forster gets it up to Hall, tried to chip it by Kirill Gotovich. It didn't work, and it comes to Weezer. He's muscled off the puck nicely by Roman Grabarenko, who uses his size each and every time we see him on the ice. He's always in position. Under 10 seconds to go as Kessler brings it in and is popped there by Matt Ellison with under 6 to play in the opening frame.
There's Rob Klinkhammer, the goal scorer, going off for what looks to be a hook. Another stick foul. This must be about the 10th stick foul we've seen today. We're not getting roughings. We're not getting anything hit from behind it. It's tripping, it's hooking, and it's holding. This is consistently the issue, and you think, we talked about in the opening, you think by now teams would be accustomed to how the referees are calling it, but so far they haven't made the adjustments.
So a late opportunity on the power play with our first intermission guest in the box. He's already in position for the interview, Doug, so he can just sit there till I get down there. As the faceoff comes to the right of Lalonde, controlled by Minsk. They get it to center ice, and an entertaining period, Doug, ends 1-1 after 1.
And it really was much like we expected it was going to be. The control game of Minsk, Davos playing fast. They're sticking to their game plan, and I'm impressed so far with their energy level.
Rob Klinkhammer made it 1-0 shorthanded. Adam Hall tied the game on the power play. Rob Klinkhammer will be our first intermission guest. You're watching the 90th edition of the Spengler Cup live from Davos, Switzerland.
Steve's not back up there yet, is he? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Well, I think the first one really just makes the goaltender look bad because nobody should be able to cut in that easily. So I would go with the second because Ruutu set it up beautifully. He faked, sort of played cat and mouse a little bit, 2-3 times. Threw it back to Shore. Shore the slap shot. Hall driving the net. It was a textbook power play goal. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Okay. Yeah. And so I'm not going to have a monitor. I'm going to just be called. I'm going to get Steve will have his IFB. He'll say it's rolling, and then we're going to describe it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. No, I appreciate that. That's cool. It is so cold down here, I can't even tell you.
Steve Cooley's on headset.
Cooley.
Did someone call me?
It was me. Can you text Phil to come back because I need to charge my phone?
Thank you, sir. You're too kind. You got her.
They need to do a lot more offensively, Minsk here. I'd be just shooting pucks at the goalie all night. Easily, but Minsk, recognizing how weak he is in goal, I would just be bringing the puck over non-stop, putting it on net, on net, on net, on net. Juicy rebounds, he's unsure of himself. Yeah. Absolutely, and drive the net all the time. He's weak. I mean, would he? Yeah. Yeah. Well, because you look at what happened on that goal, he didn't even come out and challenge him. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before. He just literally stood there and allowed Clint Camber. Yeah. But when he came out, he didn't challenge. He stayed in his crease. He didn't even move his feet. He didn't move his stick. His stick never left the position that it was in his blocker. And then it was like an NHL scoring a goal on a Pee-wee goalie. Yeah. Can you send Phil a text out, ask him to come over, please? Cooley, how you feeling, bud?
Very good. Thank you for asking. Great period, my friend.
Weird game.
Yes, I think that Minsk's, they got to start flexing their muscles.
Yeah, and Jesus. I don't think they played a good period. I mean, they're really good defensively, and they stack the blue line well, and they're like all of those things, but going the other way, And Davos is fast. and they're having a hard time dealing with it, or they're not adjusting to it. Let's go. Good period. Good period. Yeah. Dmitry Korobov.
That's the only thing that I hear. If you guys can watch for that, I'll talk to him and I'll try and come talk to you guys.
Welcome back inside the Vaillant Arena here in Davos, Switzerland. Fans are coming back from the beverage counter, the bathroom, the pretzel place, and are taking their seats, or they're standing, because Doug, there's 2,000 or 3,000 standing room only seats here, as you know, in the area to your left, the Davos Den, and they saw a very entertaining first period.
They did, in my view, a surprisingly good period from Davos. They're skating well, they've got energy, they're such a fast team, and I think when you're not used to playing, obviously Minsk playing in a different league, you're not used to that speed. I don't think there's a faster team in Europe. They exploited their speed very, very well. I think it's time for Minsk now, recognizing with Melvin Neifler, in goal for Davos, I think they need to do a much better job bringing pucks to him, making it uncomfortable for him. I don't think they've challenged him, and I think that's the weakness that they need to exploit here in the second period.
Adam Hull scored on the power play to make it 1-1. Short-handed, our first intermission guest, Rob Klinkhammer, who is in the box. He gave a shout out to some of his friends and family watching, as Spengler Cup parties are existing all over Canada. Canada's been in this event since 1984 with 13 championships, including the George McPhee, Guy Boucher group from last year. As the puck is shot all the way down the ice, and setting things up is Melvin Neifler for Davos. Coming out with speed there was Shore, trying to get it to Hall too far, and another 14 hammering it down the ice is Evgeny Lazovitz.
Yeah, and zone entry, Steve. Your pet peeve is the zone entry. Minsk keeps all four guys back. They track back. Watch them here in the neutral zone. You can't come 1-on-7. Look at this right here.
Oh!
It just will not work, and that time it was Enzo Corvi. We like him as a player, skating well tonight. But what are you going to do there? You're coming 1-against-4 in the neutral zone.
Enzo Corvi tried it all by himself there. A nice little touch pass to Dino Weiser. Puck is cleared once again off the glass and down the ice, as we've had 40 seconds to go in the minor penalty to Rob Klinkhammer for hooking late in period one. Corvi in over the line, has it now, has a man in front of the net, peels back, gets it back to Schneeberger, scores! Noah Schneeberger lets it go. It's a power play goal, 2-1 Davos.
And that's proper zone entry right there. And that's the culprit we talked about moments earlier, Enzo Corvi. Beautiful job driving, and this time it was 1-against-1. Look at him now, he had time. This is textbook. Come in, pull up, look at Schneeberger. Mark Wieser, 65 in front of the goal for Davos, but this is what you want to do. He had time, set up beautifully, pivoted around, saw Schneeberger on the blue line, laid it out from him. Look at Schneeberger, got everything into this shot, but I like the work right here as well. 65, Mark Wieser in front of Kevin Lalonde.
I don't think there was a deflection, right? Schneeberger gets credit?
I think so far, I didn't see anything on the Davos bench to indicate otherwise. I didn't see guys tapping Mark Wieser, for example, so I think you're right. The goal should be attributed to number 32, Noah Schneeberger.
So it's a power play goal to make it 2-1 Davos over Minsk, and the offense continues here at the Spengler Cup. We've had 7, 7, 7, and 11 goals so far in the tournament. That's 32 goals going into action here on this day. This is the 6th game of the tournament, as the puck is cleared at center for Matt Ellison. He loses the handle, and Robert Cusal brings it in. He's been noticeable here tonight. Nice piece of stick handling, gets it back to Kinchy, who lets it go. And Kevin Lalonde with a nice glove stop there. He couldn't stop the Schneeberger shot, but he stops that one.
And a good job of tracking the puck right there. A lot of traffic in front of him, but you're absolutely right. I like what Kusal has done. Robert Kusal, former Oshawa General, has been very evident here in tonight's game.
26 years of age for the Czech native, his first year in Switzerland. Last 3 years in the KHL, and I mentioned his time with John Tavares and Calvin DeHaan and company in Oshawa in 08-09. Having control there is Mark Wieser in front. They score! Per two, Lindgren on a play set up by Mark Wieser. And just like that, Davos leads. It's now 3-1.
Yeah, this is purely speed right here. This is Davos working speed down low. 15 Tuomo Ruutu, Mark Wieser, number 65. And a nice finish by Lindgren. But watch it, this is just pure speed. Davos just outworking the quick speed. Look at the pass right here to Ruutu. Seeing, okay, that is a backhand pass. Obviously Lindgren called for, look at this. Tipped it backhand, soft touch. We mentioned earlier in the first period, shouldn't these two guys have better chemistry to finish national team players? We saw evidence of it right there with that beautiful backhand pass from Tuomo Ruutu to Perttu Lindgren.
Well, whatever it takes to light a fire under somebody, so the flying Finns here. Tuomo Ruutu and Perttu Lindgren teaming up nicely. Wieser made a nice play as well to make it a 3-1 game, so the tide is quickly turned, Doug.
It really has. I mean, from the start of this period, Davos is skating so well. Started off with that power play goal, but I love the work down low. Started with number 65, Mark Wieser. You like him. You like both of the Wieser brothers, 56 and 65. Favorites. They both were raised here in Davos. Hard-working guys. In this case, Wieser up, playing with the two Finns, Ruutu and Lindgren, and really doing a nice job there on the forecheck to set up the goal.
So it's now a 3-1 game if you're Craig Woodcroft, head coach of Minsk. What needs to be said? What strategic changes need to take place? There's a lot of hockey left.
Yeah, and the one thing that we have become accustomed to is scoring a lot of goals and a lot of changes during the game. So it's 3-1 right now, but that is not likely to hold if past history is any indication of the rest of this game.
Ben Scrivens, who started the first game for Minsk, 30 years of age from Spruce Grove, Alberta. Undrafted, went to Cornell, where coincidentally he met his wife. Almost 150 NHL games with Toronto, LA, Edmonton, and Montreal. He's watching tonight for Kevin Lalonde, who went to the bench for an extra attacker because there's a penalty coming up here to Per Ladine. And we have a power play opportunity for Minsk. So that's what Craig Woodcroft ordered, an opportunity to get right back into a one-goal game.
This is exactly what they need right now. I'm watching the bench, and there's no spark that we saw in the beginning of the first period. It seems this is a bit of a deflated hockey club, and no better chance now to get that spark back than to score here on the power play.
And another stick parallel to the ice as the puck's chipped out to center. I don't know how much film, video, Snapchats, tweets you need to show. At the end of the day, these are penalties. Right, Doug?
Absolutely, Steve. I just was watching the play go over there, thinking about that answer, and you're absolutely right. It's kind of baffling me a little bit, and I apologize for pausing for one, just because this is a constant theme of the tournament so far, are the number of hooking, slashing penalties that are being called. And it just seems like the guys aren't making that adjustment.
Matt Ellison in over the line, another controlled entry for Minsk. He dumped it into the corner. We're in after the puck was Kovarishin. But the puck is shot out to center once again. Claude Pachot doing the honors, so big Roman Grabarenko will start out again as we approach 1 minute left in the minor penalty. As bringing the puck in over the line is Matarukin out in front of the net. Great chance there, another chance in front. But Melvin Neifler with a nice save as Matarukin made the play happen. He had Pavlovich in front of the net, but nobody could get good composite on it.
And here's Matarukin, not much of an angle. Nice job actually there by Neifler, but then he put his, I haven't seen that too often, where he tried to protect himself. Good job, Matarukin. I might have thought about driving a little bit harder, recognizing the earlier goal by Klinkhammer. Neifler doesn't use his stick, so that's an opportunity to come driving harder into the net. and challenge that Davos goaltender who likes to sit deep in his crease.
Alex Matarukin played for Rimouski and Acadie Bathurst in the queue. 4th year with Minsk. He has deceptive speed. He can fool you when he has the puck in over the line. Nice little play, forehand, backhand, but he couldn't put it in. Lazovich from the point lets a shot go. Getting a glove on that one was Neifler and deflects it into the corner. Here's Matarukin. Lazovich in front. Oh, what a save! Robbing Stepanov was Melvin Neifler from point blank range. That may have been his best save. Lazovich with a shot. Another save by Neifler, who's starting to feel it in the zone now. Matarukin to Stepanov. Back to Matarukin, trying to go short side shelf dog, and he didn't miss by much, and the puck comes out to center.
Stevie had shelf right there, just a touch too high, but that top of the net was wide open for him.
There's a shot by Stepanov, easily steered aside and cleared to center ice. Where coming out of the box and controlling the puck is Perladine. So Davos dodges a bullet thanks to Melvin Neifler, shining bright in the Davos nets.
Really strong play by Neifler there on the penalty kill. 2 or 3 key saves.
Here's Perladine again. He's fresh. He was in the box. Cycles it into Robert Cusal. Lets a shot go. Drew Shore's in after it as well. The Colorado native passes to himself. Anticipating that play, though, however, was number 24, Karaban, who made a nice play as Shore chipped it to himself. Finally, however, it's cleared by Kenkel all the way down the ice, but there he is, number 94, Drew Shore, with a nice little play.
And a real good opportunity for Drew Shore, but look at this shot right here, and Neifler, look how quickly he came across to make the save on Andrei Stepanov. Look, slid across, got the right pad. Movement's not particularly graceful, but it did a nice job reading the play. And here's Drew Shore, 94 for Davos. Cusal in front of the net, but a nice job right there by Kevin Lalonde to make the save.
Played in the NHL with Florida and Calgary. 33 games played, 18 goals this year in the Swiss League, so he can put the biscuit in the basket. 3-1 the score, 14:29 to go. Face off to the right of Kingston, Ontario's Kevin Lalonde in the Minsk net. Andreas Ambiel looking for Robert Cusal. He didn't get it, but Tino Kessler did. The 21-year-old who's had a strong game so far. For Ambiel, looking for Rahimi. It was out of the reach of everyone except number 21, Aaron Plusha, who gets it out and down the ice. Bringing it back in is Robert Cusal. Falls down, bumped off the puck by Pavlovich, and back comes Plusha. Over to Matt Ellison. He goes hard into the corner with Dan Rahimi. Also in there's Plusha, but it's Robert Cusal. There's his name again, coming away with the puck. Out to Kessler, who chips it in, and let the band play on. It's hopping here in Davos. Two-on-one. Pertu Lindgren shoots over top of the net. He had Ruutu with him. There's Lindgren and Ruutu again, Doug, just as you alluded to. These Finns are flying here tonight.
They are a different group here in the second period. I like that shot selection right there. You're coming in as a lefty on the right-hand side. The play was there for him.
This game is coming to you live from Davos.
Melvin, squat. Okay, Mark, bitte. Come on, guys.
I call it the Spengler Cup Springboard. Those who have been involved in this tournament who've made it back or to the NHL. Last year we saw George McPhee, Guy Boucher, Tom Pyatt, Corey Conacher, Nikita Trampkin, Devin Setaguchi, Anatoly Golishev drafted by the New York Islanders. You never know who performs well here who could be either back in the NHL, Doug, or get their NHL chance.
Steve, we've been doing this tournament now for 12 years. There have been over 60 players that have gone from this tournament to sign National Hockey League contracts and end up playing in the league for the most part. So it is a great showcase for guys, both young players like Anatoly Golishev, who was looking to be drafted, hopefully will have a career in the National Hockey League, or others like you mentioned, Tommy Pyatt and Devin Setaguchi, who come to mind, who are able to use this tournament as a springboard back into the league.
Evgeny Kovarishin looking for Grabarenko backdoor. Roman Grabarenko's big, but for a big guy, he can pick him up and put him down. He had that backdoor opportunity, almost made the most of it. Here's a chance for an in on goal. Shore over top of the net. Drew Shore on the backhand. Did not miss by much. He's got it again. Shore is flying here tonight. Leaves it there for Pete Forster. In front, over top of the net. Looked like number 18, Greg Schiaroni, who skied that one. Here's a shot, blocked in front. Gotovitz knocks his man down. Keeping it in is Fabian Heldner. Behind the net for Per Ledeen. The team in yellow forcing the play, and they're gonna go back to the power play now as another penalty's coming up. Minsk bending, almost breaking. They're called for holding.
And you knew this was coming. When you have this kind of activity, the buzz in the zone like that, a penalty is inevitable. In this case, Kirill Gotovitz going off for the holding call. And there's the hold coming up right here. Schiaroni in the corner, Gotovitz number 2. But a beautiful job. Schiaroni's lucky right there that he didn't get a trip the way the refs have been calling the games so far here in the tournament.
Here's a look at the Drew Shore chance, my friend.
Talk about a hard backhand, but he danced the aforementioned Roman Grabarenko, the big number 92, who we talked about having soft hands for a big player, but Drew Shore has been skating brilliantly this evening for Davos.
Big penalty kill for Minsk. Faceoffs controlled by Davos. Pachot is on the point with Andreas Ambule. Kusal has it now to Pachot. Into Kusal. Pachot near side to Ambule. Left wing circle. One-timer set up for Robert Kusal, but that's the proverbial swing and a miss. Then the puck is shot off a stick by Lizovitz over the glass and out of play.
And that's the set play. Look, there's 2 set plays that they're using here at Davos. Both of them tips from the top of it. They're playing a diamond at the top. They're looking for one-timers. They're going to go cross seam, back door, or the puck is going to come back to the defenseman. Tip it down low for the one-timer, similar to what we saw earlier on with Drew Shore, leading to the deflected goal by Adval. Keep an eye on this right here with Davos here on the power play.
Love seeing the 1-3-1 power play set up. Watching the Silver Sticks, the minor midgets this year, some unbelievable hockey. Watching them perform it at 15-16 is just a treat. The skill that we see and the skill that's coming, unbelievable in the game of hockey, as that zone entry didn't work. Klinkhammer gets it down the ice, but not far enough. Far side feed looking for Dino Weiser. Didn't work. Comes to Kovarishin. He couldn't get it out on the first attempt. Can't get it out on the second attempt. Gets it out on the third attempt. We're under a minute to go in the Gotovitz minor penalty.
Yeah, Minsk has got to be stronger when they get the puck out of the zone. A couple of opportunities, missed opportunities, really not strong enough, not secure enough when they're getting that puck out on the penalty kill.
Davos lost to Canada, trying to beat Minsk now. Here's a chance to score! Drew Shore, number 94, makes it 4-1 Davos.
And that just might be the prettiest goal so far tonight. Drew Shore, you could tell he was due. He's been absolutely fantastic for Davos today. A couple of prior really good scoring chances, but watch this beautiful pass from Per Ledeen right here. Slid it across. You're going to see the top pass. Look at that. Razor pass across the zone. Took it on his forehand. Watch this beautiful shot. Beats Kevin Lalonde high on the glove hand side, but it was a spectacular 40-foot through the seam pass from Per Ledeen onto the blade of Drew Shore. Shore making no mistake about it, cradled the puck, and then roofed it over the glove hand of Kevin Lalonde.
Like so many coaches preach, they gained the zone, they kicked it out, there was center drive, cross seam pass. It's a thing of beauty. And we've seen them struggle at times in the zone entries. The Enzo Corvo play upset you. He went 1-on-5. the next play, the zone entry that he set up led to a goal. So at times it looks so easy, and at other times, Doug, it's so frustrating. Here's a chance on the giveaway by Corby. They score! Dan Caravan, a Christmas gift from Corby. Can you believe it? It's now 4-2.
How many times do we talk about the importance of the shift immediately after a goal? 4-1, the momentum is all on Davos' side. Great shift, that's what you're looking for. Having played the game, Steve, you know that. What does the coach say to you when you're going on after a goal? Big shift, big shift, big shift. Terrible giveaway. You saw the puck came out to Kidroff, 77, and Dan Caravan slides right in here. Look at him, 22. Pasho doesn't even know where the puck is, and a wide open net from, but it just kills you. It's a deflator as a coach when you send your guys out there after goal and they take a dumb goal against just like that one.
As we approach the halfway mark of this period, it's a 4-2 game. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Craig Woodcroft in Minsk. Lots of runway left at 4-2 as Caravan has a spring in his step. I saw him pick up the puck right there during the regular season. Not a noted goal scorer as he lets another shot go. And Melvin Neifler makes the save. And Enzo Corfi, we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly from number 70, including the ugly falling down there and giving it up as here's another look.
Absolutely. Look at Pajot. We talk about having your head on a swivel as a defenseman. You've got to know exactly what's behind you, what's beside you, and what's coming. And in that time, Pajot got caught looking at the puck, didn't even see Caravan coming in from behind, and Caravan was left wide open. All he had to do was tap the puck into an empty net.
Great job by the boys and girls in the truck there to roll that in. Our crew here in Davos. This is day 3, game 6. It's quarterfinal Thursday tomorrow. Who is Canada going to play? When? We're not sure yet. We could have a 3-way 1-1 tie as there was a collision behind the play. This could be trouble as they score! Alex Pavlovich on the backhand with some pushing and shoving at the far end. Can you believe this? 4-1 Davos. It's now a 4-3 hockey game.
Well, there was pushing down low because Tuomo Ruutu laid out the Minsk player. Guys didn't really know what was going on. They thought that the play was going to stop, actually, but the play continued. And Davos again got caught sleeping. Allowed Alexander Pavlich right here at number 71 to just slide in, but that's the second time that they weren't aware what was happening down low. And I can tell you right now, Matt Ellison, that was a bit of a cheap shot from Tuomo Ruutu in the offensive zone. Got leveled by Ruutu. Wasn't looking, got leveled. You can see Matt Ellison came by and said, "You're dead, man." Hit him hard, not expecting it all, Steve. And both teams almost thought the play was going to stop. I know that Davos looked at it and expected a penalty to be called against their own man Ruutu and almost stopped skating. And instead it allowed Minsk to go all the way down the ice. And the result was that goal by Alexander Pavlovich.
Now there is some commotion right now. Here's the collision you're talking about with Ruutu on Ellison. Now, you didn't hear a whistle, correct?
I didn't hear a whistle, but guys stopped skating, and believe me, the play wasn't even there. We know Ruutu's famous for this in the NHL. Likes to hit, but the play wasn't even there. The puck was long gone. You see, Matt Ellison, listen, he's an alert player. He's a good hockey player. His head is always up. He wasn't expecting this at all. If I were Tuomo Ruutu, I'd be concerned going out there because there's going to be guys going after him. You got to see the entire Minsk bench was incensed with him.
Now, Matt Ellison is furious. There is a penalty on the board to Dan Caravan, who scored. I didn't see anything remotely close to a penalty. I think Minsk will take the penalty and the goal. I was worried for them that they might disallow the goal, so at least the goal counts. And instead of Ellison drawing 4 minutes for blood, Minsk draws a penalty, and Davos is on the power play in which they ice the puck, but beating everyone to it is Ruutu, so there's no call, and the craziness continues as Klinkhammer brings it out down the ice. There's a shot, and the save by Melvin Neifler. So 4-3 under 9 to go in what's been an entertaining yet crazy at times second period.
Entertaining. Now the emotional level has gone up exceedingly. in the last 2 minutes. That hit has changed the complexity of the game because both benches are up right now. You can get a sense. I could easily see this game getting out of hand. As I said, Tuomo Rucci's got to be aware because that was a pure cheap shot on Matt Ellison. I think that has the potential to change the dynamic of the rest of this game.
Face-off is won by number 85. Arthur Gervis gets the job done for Minsk. Losing the puck is Sergei Drouz, and bringing it back the other way is Per Ledeen. Ledeen loses it momentarily. Volkov is on the ice. He gets it out and down the ice, where Pete Forster starts the play with just over a minute in the power play. Puck is dumped in on goal to Kevin Lalonde, who shoots it into the far corner. Volkov is there. He couldn't get to the puck. Off the bench and into the play is Kusal. He gets it over to Chiaroni. Back to Pachot, to Shore. Pachot with a shot. Bounces to Ilya Sienkiewicz, who gets it down the ice. 44 seconds to go on the minor penalty. Kusal tries to bring it in over the line. He's hauled down, no call. Kessler back to Pachot, who juggles it momentarily. Blind pass to Kessler. And now Davos is coming loose at the seams here with an opportunity to retake a 2-goal lead. Great work in the corner and getting it down the ice. Big number 77, Alex Kitarov.
Great work by Kitarov. Davos sloppy in there in that offensive zone, unable to get anything going, but real nice job on the penalty kill. Forcing the play that Minsk foursome out there on the penalty kill. Nice job. I see a different Minsk team right now, much more energized.
Andreas Ambule, one-timers wide. The penalty to Karaban is over. 7:20 to go. It's a 1-goal game. Kusal to Sven Young. Shot. Whistles it wide to the far side. Kept in by Simon Kinsey. Into the corner for Andreas Ambule. He's sandwiched by 2 blue sweaters, but comes away with the puck. Ambule from his knees to the point. Young with a shot. Another one-timer that's wide. Picked up near side by Karaban, who has a goal in the game, but he can't get it deep enough for a change. And remember, second period long change, and Minsk is running out of gas. No icing on the play, as in after that loose puck is number 65, Mark Fieser. Minsk is exhausted right now. Some of these guys were on the ice killing penalties, and Karaban has been already on for over a minute since he came out of the box.
And you're absolutely right. They need a whistle right now. They're being hurt by the fact that they're playing on the wide bench right now, and they're unable to get a line change. Here's one fresh pair of legs coming out, but they need 3 more out there because, as you said, Steve, guys have been out there now for over a minute and a half.
Puck comes to the near side, controlled by Matter Ukin. Coughs it up here to Per Ledeen. Wrong guy. Ledeen goes to the front of the net, setting up a screen. Vieser, instead of shooting, tried to feed Drew Shore, and it goes off his stick and out of play. Let's take a break here at Davos.
Hands up!
Davos 4, Minsk 3. Second period action here at the 90th edition of the Spengler Cup. This is the final round robin game. Playoffs start tomorrow with 2 quarterfinal matches. Semi-final Friday, and then breakfast at Davos on Saturday. Canada's future to be determined after this game. Davos, remember, is 0-1. Minsk, they played very well. They'd like to go to 2-0. If they do win, they will win the pool, and Canada will play in the quarterfinals. So the door is open on so many of the possibilities. We're a long way from being over here in this hockey game, as Chiaroni does a nice job on the defensive side of the puck, but loses the handle to Andre Stas. He gets it near side to Nikita Komarov. Out in front of the net, pinching in on the play was Sienkiewicz, but he put the puck into the corner. Stepanov gets fooled there by Pete Forster, who coughs up the puck. Here's a shot by Pavlovich. And it hit a skate and went over top of the net. That would have been a disaster.
Great scoring chance for Pavlovich, but 61 Hellner sliding down to make that block, and the puck went off his skate.
A penalty is coming up on the play, and I think it's Drew Shore, 94, who's been a tower of power in this game for Davos. He'll go to the box, and Minsk will go on the power play.
And you're absolutely right. A slash right here. You're going to see Drew Shore, 94 right there. The slash on number 19, Nikita Komarov, who's also played a good game for Minsk. But this hurts Davos right now. Shore has arguably been their best forward tonight.
Face-off will come to the right of youngster Melvin Neifler. Gilles Sen, who played game 1, is on the bench. Ben Scrivens, who played game 1 and beat Canada, is also on the bench. It's been a goaltenders tournament, and the fact that we've seen so many of the 12 dressed goaltenders in this tournament so far.
Some by choice and some through injury, but one of the things you're going to often see in these short tournaments, teams like to play both of their goaltenders, their first string goaltender and their backup.
Puck's at the right point to Grabarenko to Ellison. His shot blocked. Roman Grabarenko grabs it far side, being watched by Andreas Ambule. He gets it in nice to Aaron Palushai, but his pass looking for, I believe it was Kovarishin, is picked off and fired down the ice.
He was, and he had the puck on his stick right there. He was in a good shooting position. Sometimes there's a tendency to overpass down low.
Here's Klinkhammer to Grabarenko. His shot is high and wide to the far side. Enzo Corvi with great hustle. Oh my goodness, over the glass. That's puck over glass for Enzo Corvi. Buckle up, everybody. A 5-on-3 for the next $1.21 or less.
Talk about a golden opportunity now to get back into this game and tied up. And in that case, Enzo Corvi, a great job. You noted it, Steve. Great effort, great hustle, but just sloppy when he tried to chip it out the puck over the glass. You're talking about putting up about 8 to 10 feet high. He had to do a better job. Great hustle along the boards right here, but look, it's sloppy when he put it over. You got to be conscientious. There's 2 stages there. Win the puck and then they clear the zone. And in that case, Corvi only did the first one well.
Look at the face. The pictures say it all. As head coach Arno Del Curto is barking out instructions. A timeout was called here. I'm going to assume, Doug, the timeout was by Craig Woodcroft.
It wasn't. Right now, obviously, they're mapping out what they want to do on the 5-on-3. And I think this is a smart timeout for Minsk. Gives them a great opportunity to tie the game up. They've got 1 minute and 20 seconds potentially for a 5-on-3. The ice isn't good, so you need to be cognizant of that. Take your time, sketch out and map out exactly what you want to try to do here on the 5-on-3. This is a really good timeout for Minsk.
We are under 4 to play in the period, and this is going to be a long 5-on-3. Drew Shore slashing Enzo Corvi, puck over glass. Kertu Lindgren is on, of course, Beat Forster is on, and no surprise, Andreas Ambule as well. Ellison, Kovarishin, also on is Matarukin. Lazovitz, watch for his big shot. He's got it now. Here's Evgeny Lazovitz. Gets it in for Kovarishin. Far side for Ellison. In front, Klinkhammer. Fans on that one. It went off the heel of his stick. Lazovitz to Matt Ellison. Up top. Gets it in deep. Has Klinkhammer in front. Another swing and a miss. And it comes back to the right point. Lazovitz to Kovarishin. Back to Lazovitz. Top of the right wing circle. Into Kovarishin. He's got Klinkhammer in front. Klinkhammer couldn't get a stick on it. Matarukin is also on the ice. The big boys are out here for Minsk. Ellison waiting. Lazovitz in front. Matarukin, shot, save. Klinkhammer fires it wide. Matt Ellison. Fans on the shot, cleared down the ice by Kertu Lindgren.
Indecision on the part of Matt Ellison right there. The slap pass, but he was walking into a perfect shooting position as a right-handed shot, sliding in off of the half wall.
Matt Ellison looking for someone, but the puck goes all the way back into the center ice area. Here's Rob Klinkhammer. Back to Matt Ellison. Into Matarukin. He couldn't take the feed from Kovarishin. The first penalty is now over. It's 5-on-4 hockey. Lazovitz near side. Drew Shore is back on the ice. Here's Klinkhammer in front of the net looking for Matarukin. It went over his stick. Ellison. Kovarishin in front. Klinkhammer couldn't get composite on that one, and it's cleared down the ice.
Melvin Neifler playing well in the goal, but I think Minsk overplaying that backdoor pass 4 separate occasions, looking for him on the backdoor play, and it just wasn't there for them.
I think they were too cute, because if we had to start counting shots and scoring chances, I think there maybe were 1 or 2 on the 5-on-3. The penalty is over, and this place is rocking tonight. Stepping off in on the forecheck, but it's brought out here by Kusal. Back comes Davos off the goalpost. What a shot by Drew Shore. Boy, can he shoot the puck, the Colorado native right there. That would have been some kind of turn of events. 4-3, 5-on-3 to almost a 5-3 game with 1:15 to go here in period number 2. Here comes Minsk on a 2-on-2 rush. The feed was too far for Andre Staz, and it's picked up by Claude Pachot. He gives it up for Drowse, who chips it in again, and I believe it's going to be offside, not icing. Offside is the call at the Davos line.
You're absolutely right. Look at that shot right here. Drew Shore, Kevin Lalonde tried to beat him on the shorthand side. Just over the shoulder. Lalonde got a little bit on it to prevent that from getting behind it, but Drew Shore has been really good for Davos tonight. Steve, I'm telling you, where I am right here on ice level, this has the feel of a playoff game. I know it's the Spengler Cup and these teams have never met each other before, but the intensity level, the way they're playing, the way they're going back at each other, and obviously that hit from Tuomo Ruutu on Matt Ellison changed things, but it has the feel of a playoff game.
And the reason you're saying that is because all the roughing minors and the physicality. This is something that you see in Game 3 of a best-of-7 series.
Yeah, and the bad blood, look, it always just takes one incident, right? And that, I'm telling you, that hit, Tuomo Ruutu's hit on Matt Ellison has changed the dynamic of the game. There's a lot of bad blood out here, a lot of chirping on the ice, and chirping between the benches as well.
So coincidental minor penalties makes it 4-on-4 hockey, barring another penalty. Under 45 seconds to go. Kirill Gotovich starts the play. Bad pass, but gets it back again to Roman Grabarenko. He'll grab it, set up behind the net here with 30 seconds to go in another entertaining Spengler Cup period here on TSN. Klinkhammer in over the line. His pass ricocheted, ends up on the stick of Chiaroni. He lost the handle, and it's brought back by Grabarenko. Under 15 to go to Klinkhammer, shooting right on Rob Klinkhammer. He felt it there in the high slot, but his shot was stopped by Melvin Neifler.
It was stopped, but it did look confident, at least from where I'm standing right here. Look at the shot from Klinkhammer. I like this. Challenged Neifler, but watch this. Handcuffed him a little bit, caught him just between the glove and the body, but not looking overly confident right there. And then look, I'm not sure at who, but if I am Minsk, I want to challenge this goaltender and sing it consistently through the game. I think that's the weakness in Davos's lineup.
Just under 10 seconds to go officially in the period, 4-on-4. Puck is controlled by Simon Kinchy. Long lead feed. They got to take a quick shot on the far side by Wieser, but Mark Wieser couldn't do it, so the play and period comes to a close. 4-3, Doug, as the offense and the chances continue.
And this period had everything. It had hits, it had goals, it had excitement, and now we have bad blood shaping up for a beautiful playoff-style third period.
Minsk is 1-0, Davos 0-1. If Minsk wins this game, they'll be 2-0 and finish first in the pool, and that will affect Team Canada. You're watching the 90th edition of the Spengler Cup live from Davos.
So
Do what? Okay. Thank you. Oh, baby. Is Cooley up there yet, or am I going to start? I don't see him up there either, and we have 3 minutes to go. Thank you. Right. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. And it was good having Ruto right there because for me, I wanted to make sure that it was such a nice pass. I wanted to know whether or not he got the call. Yeah. And he's a good guy. I know him. I've met him many times. He's a good guy. First of all, he should have been kicked out of the game. Right. Yeah. No, but I'm just saying Ruto should have been kicked out of the game. Oh, yeah, come on. The play, listen, that was 3 seconds late. Matt Ellison's head's up. He's a guy that's playing the whole time with his head up. He's not a big skater. He survives by awareness, okay? The puck was passed, not even close. And we've seen Ruto do this in the NHL. Left his feet and just pummeled him. That's how you knock a guy out.
I am on headset, on headset.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to let me call the opening of the period.
Pardon me?
I thought you were going to let me call the opening of the period and come up late on purpose.
Well, if the washroom was more crowded, it might have happened.
If you cared about me. Okay. Okay. Cooley, if you loved me, you would have let me open up the period.
If you go ahead.
No, it's not the same.
You know what I need from you, Mr. Charbonne? I need to know how this affects Canada and what time they play. So I'm going to have to say in the close, the win by Minsk means it's Canada blank at blank, blank, blank.
Okay. Steve?
Yep.
Oh, baby. You're
Oh,
ready.
baby.
You're ready. Yeah. Okay, so 4 minutes in. Yeah, okay. So 4 minutes into the period, around 4 minutes in. Same order, Minsk, hard. Same order. Okay.
Welcome back to the Vail Ants Arena here in Davos, Switzerland. This is the 2016 edition of the oldest invitational hockey tournament in the world, the Spengler Cup. 90th time this event has been held, the first in 1923 outside. Steve Cooley is up top, Doug Honegger, the former player of HC Davos, between the benches, as we will start, Doug, 4-on-4 for the next 68 seconds or perhaps less.
Yeah, and a great way to start the third period. You really saw the intensity level ratchet up towards the end of the second. Some bad blood. Route 2, the orchestrator of that blood, starting for Davos right here along with his compatriot. Number 17, Lindgren. They connected beautifully on the third goal. Look for them to keep it going here in the third, but it's important now. Minsk starting the third period. I want to see them come out with the same jump and the same quality in their game that we saw at the beginning of the first period.
Sven Young, the 21-year-old, throws that one on net, where it's gloved by Kevin Lalonde. The native of Kingston, Ontario, drafted by the Calgary Flames, spent 4 years with the Belleville Bulls. We know the ice in Belleville is Olympic size, international size. as a goalie coming over here, do you think playing in Belleville would have helped Kevin Lalonde?
Well, absolutely. I mean, he was accustomed to, he played half of his OHL games on the big sheet, so coming over here, there's a familiarity aspect to hit that part of the game that most goaltenders in Canada wouldn't have been accustomed to.
4-on-4 hockey continues as that puck is shot from a sharp angle by Fabian Heldner, the 28-year-old. Easily stopped and gloved by Kevin Lalonde. Places jumping, the ice is fresh. If Minsk comes back and wins, we know this much, Doug, they're 2-0, they win the pool. If Davos wins, get out your calculator, if people still use calculators, and we'll have to figure out the quarterfinal matchups for tomorrow. Adam Hall in the draw, he loses the faceoff to Andre Stas, who's kind of like a utility belt. He's a bit of everything for Minsk. 4-on-4 PK as Rob Klinkhammer brings it in. He opened the scoring on the PK as it comes here to Adam Hall. At center, tries to get it in deep, doesn't work the first time. Dodges a big check there from the big guy, Roman Grabarenko. And I wouldn't want to be hit by him. He's the size of a fridge.
Oh, good job from Hall, just evading that check. Because to your point, Grabarenko is a big man, about 6'4", 250 pounds, and you would not want to be hit by him. Came across, Hall wasn't expecting it, but just got away from it in the last second.
As you take a look there at number 18, Greg Chiaroni, 27 years of age, his 8th year with the team. Not as, in fact, a defensive specialist at -14, but he's had a good game, and he's been around the puck a lot here tonight.
And he's played some games on the Swiss national team, sort of like, to your point, you talked about Raj being a utility forward, so is he. Some offensive skill, hits pretty hard. Lost his season last year, if you recall, playing against Canada in the semifinal, got hit, broke his wrist, knocked him out for the rest of the season. But he's been a pretty good player over the years here for Team Davos.
Puck is knocked by Enzo Corvi down the ice. Chiaroni in after it. Comes to the stick of Andre Pavlik, gives it away. Corvi scores! Did you see that? Enzo Corvi makes it 5-3 Davos.
And I don't even think Corvi was expecting that move right here. You're going to see 70 yellow, wins the puck right here. Bad giveaway, but look at it. Toe drag, falling down, pulls it to his backhand. I thought he was going to slide over to number 18, Gregor Chiaroni right here. You look at him here. He loses balance because he tried to toe drag. Lalonde, not quite sure whether or not he wanted to throw the poke check. You watch him right here, plays it. I think he thought the puck was coming over as well. Look at him fall and then slides it by. Just a beautiful finish from number 70.
Enzo Corvi, the happiest man in Davos with that one. He gets the proverbial monkey off his back, and his game has been virtually a little good, a little bad, and of course we saw the ugly in the 5-on-3.
And you can see by the smile on his face, I think that goal even surprised him, Steve.
Puck comes to Timo Kessler. He lets it go, goes in after it again as he collides with Dan Caraban, who has a goal in the hockey game as well. 5-3 Davos here at home. If they win, they'll be 1-1. If Minsk loses, they'll be 1-1. Team Canada is watching. They're 1-1. So the pool would be tied, and it would come down to mathematics to who wins the pool and who would have to play an extra quarterfinal matchup here at this event.
There's such a huge advantage getting that quarterfinal bye. It gives you that extra day of rest, particularly important for Team Canada if they're able to acquire the bye, because it also gives them another full day of practice.
When Canada won last year, the George McPhee, Guy Boucher group, they were perfect. So they won their 2 round-robin games and won the tournament in 4. You can win in 5, but it's asking for a lot of hockey in a short period of time, Doug. Andre Stas in over the line. He's got Stepanov with him. Gives it to Stepanov, who pulls up, and then Sven Young plasters him into the end boards. Here's Roman Grabarenko starting the rush near side to Kirill Gotovets. Katovitz at center, fires it in, actually beat Forster with the puck. There's Matt Ellison, who's still angry over that high hit in period number 2. Fabian Heldner brings it back the other way. He's got Per Ledeen with him. Ledeen crashes into the end boards, and the puck comes out to center. Matt Ellison wins the race to the puck in the near corner. Ellison gets pumped by Heldner, leaves it there for Aaron Palushai, the former Montreal Canadian, battling with his man. Drew Shore is also there. Ellison spins in front of the net, and he gets it out in front. Palushai was there diving over Melvin Neifler, trying to draw a penalty, I think, Doug, but to no avail.
No, that was a good hit on Palushai in front of that. To your point, drove through Neifler looking for the penalty, but the ref's not prepared to give one.
You know, on the forecheck is Alex Pavlovich. He's by himself. So Davos just plays the puck out to center. Chiaroni was in after it. Corvy's on the ice, as is Greg Chiaroni as he tried the toe drag snapshot, but lost the handle in the right wing circle.
And almost another bad giveaway by Minsk number 8, Ilya Shinkovich. Bad one right here. Trying the toe drag in his own zone, reminiscent of what led to Davos' 5th goal.
Here comes 3 yellow sweaters through center. Chiaroni was looking for the feed there from the far side from Claude Pachot, but he couldn't handle that one as it went out of the rink on a deflection.
And here's the Corby goal again. It's rare that you see a guy almost fall down. Look, on the back leg, he's about to fall backwards, and then just has a presence of mind in the puck control, falling down right here. Look at him just slide it past Lalonde, but a real nice job falling backwards. Normally you're falling forwards, and the momentum takes you forward, and I can understand that, but in that case, going backwards and still being able to maintain puck control, and then slide it by the Minsk goaltender.
Enzo Corvies is in his 5th year with the team, 23 years of age. He's having a career season. 8 goals, 20 points so far this year. They're patient with him. Slowly and surely, that patience, my friend, is paying off.
And you've talked about it several times. When you look at the quality of the players, all of these guys skate really well. And a guy like Corby, it took him a little bit of time to find himself and establish himself sort of as a top 2-line player. But he's done that this year for Davos. And to your point again, Steve, it's all about patience. If you believe in a guy, you give him enough opportunities and time to develop, you're usually going to see the benefits. And Davos is seeing that this season with Corby.
Evgeny Lazovich carries the puck in. He feeds Nikita Komarov, who's impeded. Power play when we come back to Davos. Power play for Minsk as Pertu Lindgren is in the box. Huge opportunity as Minsk has to backtrack here as Roman Grabarenko sets up Doug behind his own net.
And you're absolutely right. This is a massive opportunity. This is a power play that's clicking at 25% in the KHL, so no better time for them to get a goal than right now. They've got to take advantage of that very strong power play, get themselves back in the game, down by 2. Vital power play opportunity now from Minsk.
Here's Rob Klinkhammer, far corner, he's tripped, and it's a 5-on-3 coming from Minsk. Andreas Ambuel trips Rob Klinkhammer. They had a 5-on-3 in the second, they get another 5-on-3 here in the third. This is the hockey game, my friend, right in front of our eyes.
And you can see right here, Ambuel sliding away, Klinkhammer protecting the puck. You can see him, he's almost just pulling away. The stick got caught, but enough that he pulled Klinkhammer down. And again, too often in these situations, the referee was standing right there and made the call. A call that Ambuel didn't like, but the right call given the circumstances.
So here we go. Evgeny Lazovich, Matt Ellison on the points. No surprise, Matarukin, Kovarishin, and Klinkhammer up front, but they lose the draw, and it's airlifted down the ice.
They did, and they've got to win the draw. They've got to absolutely win those draws. It's vital to start the power play off with control in the offensive zone.
Matt Ellison in over the line, gains the zone and stops. Gets it over to Lizovitz. Now they switch up for the one-timers. Ellison shot, stopped in front, rebound, loose. Who's got it? No whistle. It's loose. Ellison can't put it in. Oh, and what a break for Neifler as he was on his derriere, and the puck rolls right to him.
And here's a shot from Ellison. Everybody's in front of that. There you see number 12, Klinkhammer in front. Neifler doing a good job, but then unable to control the rebound. Came right out there. You can see Klinkhammer's there. 88 is there as well. Korovishin always around the puck, and there's Ellison coming in again and finally covering it up, and Matarukin always around the net. Finally, you're going to see right here Melvin Neifler trying to keep it out and getting his glove on the puck to seal it, but a couple of good scoring opportunities right there from Minsk.
And as you just alluded to, they're 0 for 2, Minsk, in 5-on-3 faceoffs, and have had to backtrack and set things up twice in a row. And that's what's going on now as Ellison and Lizovitz switch for one-time options. Lizovitz to Matt Ellison. He gets it in deep. Near side. Controlled by Matarukin. Alex Matarukin.
And not
Played
enough
for
speed.
Acadie Bathurst in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Lizovitz with a shot that goes wide.
Steve, not enough speed. They're standing still. Look at them right now. They're not even moving. They're making it too easy
Here's
for them.
Lizovitz with a shot, and he fires it wide to the short side as Lizovitz almost made it a 5-4 game there. Ellison, Lizovitz, and he fires it wide again. It ricochets out to center ice, and Shore will rag the puck as the first penalty is over, and the second penalty only has 30 seconds to go as it's brought right back in again by Klinkhammer. Leaves it there for Roman Grabarenko. He feeds Matarukin. Into Klinkhammer. Backdoor play. There's a shot. Scores! Alex Pavlovich fanned on the shot. Can you believe it? It's a power play goal, and it's now 5-4 the score.
And believe me, did they ever need that? Did not do a good job whatsoever on the 5-on-3, but look at the nice play by Rob Klinkhammer. Finds Pavlovich coming in, the left-handed shot on the right-hand side, the classic one-timer. But he did fan on that puck. It's almost, you're going to see it right here, the nice pass from Klinkhammer. Look at the shot, it bounced, it came in the air right off of Bayet Forster's. Looks like his chin right here, I thought it was his shoulder. And just slid by. Neifler did not even know where the puck was. A real nice setup, nonetheless, from Klinkhammer, but that might just be the lucky break that Minsk needs.
Doug, it's a 5-4 game. Let's check in with your hunches from the start of the telecast.
Well, so far, Minsk is undefeated, although there's still much to play here in the third period. Watch this game. We've seen lead changes so often in this tournament. Would not surprise me at all. We saw another one tonight. Davos has done a very good job with their intensity. I didn't know if they could come back within a span of 24 hours. Such a high-energy game yesterday against Canada, but they have certainly done that. And what has helped them? Bringing in new faces in the lineup tonight. And I like the way they've played. Although at times they're undisciplined, at times their play is uncharacteristic. They'll take chances when it might not be called for. It has worked very well for them tonight.
I think we have a coach's challenge here by that man, Arno Del Curto, because they're reviewing the offside. Remember, like the NHL, we've got a coach's challenge for offside plays and for Rule 69. So let's back it up a little bit here. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Here we go, Doug. Is this play offside?
Well, Matarukin is still, what, maybe 2 feet inside? They're going to question whether or not the puck came out and then it came back in again while the Minsk players were still in the offensive zone. Based on what we saw there, the answer is yes.
Their guy brought it back into the zone.
Now remember, if the puck is brought in by the defending team, it's not offside.
That's correct.
But all deflections are considered offside. I didn't see possession and control right there, my friend.
I didn't either, and I think you're absolutely right on that point. The issue is whether they're going to recognize the deflection on the 2 players right here being Davos teammates. And the puck was not deflected, actually. Went right through the legs. You're going to see went right through 17's legs. That's Petru Lindgren. So the puck wasn't deflected at all. It slid through his legs, so there may not have been secondary contact with the puck.
Did you hear that, Doug? The referee said controlled back pass or not is the question. I would argue it's not possession and control. If they disallow this goal, Craig Woodcroft is going to blow a gasket.
You're absolutely right, and this is what they're conferring about, and believe me, they will not have seen that very often because the situation that resulted from their two players virtually colliding with one another, the puck sliding through Lindgren's legs is what's causing the confusion.
For me, that's a good play. Yeah, they took the first. He has the puck under control. Yeah. And then they collide. Yeah. They're not being pushed by the other team or anything.
Arno Del Corto, the Davos coach, just looked at me, saw me looking at the monitor. He asked me what I thought about it. I just said, I'm not certain what they're going to call. But it was funny. We just had a good chuckle here on the bench. And the entire Davos team is looking at me as though I hold all the keys to the answers on this one.
This is amazing stuff listening to this. Could you have managed back in the day, Leon Stickle, Sweet Knox, Kerry Fraser, Don Koharski? Here comes the call. This is critical, and it's a goal. It is a goal. They ruled possession and control. Do you see it the same way, Doug, or did Minsk catch a break?
I agree with that. I think that was the right call.
And somebody has thrown something onto the ice near the Minsk bench.
It's like part of a program. Fortunately, nothing that could cause any injury to anybody, but this is not something that we traditionally see with the fans here. And in fact, if you notice, although a partisan home crowd, a partisan Davos home crowd, the fans very respectful of the decision from the referees.
So here we go in a 5-4 game. Wieser brings it in over the line. Gets it back to the point. Kept in there by Schneeberger. Fired on net by Dino Wieser, and it goes over the glass and out of play with 12:09 to go. And all the quarterfinal scenarios are buzzing around Davos. People wondering when they play, who they play, and everything else. I'm not even looking at the scenarios, Doug, until I hear the horn.
No, and you're at none of. First of all, you and I wouldn't even be able to figure it out. We could put our collective heads together and we'd still be guessing long into the night, depending on what the result is here. But the amazing thing here is every game so far has had so much drama, and this game is no different.
Schneeberger keeps it in on the backhand. Wieser, what a chance, and maybe the best save, all things considered, by Kevin Lalonde from Kingston, Ontario, sticking out that left pad.
Beautiful save and a clutch save for Minsk right there. First shift after a goal, Kevin Lalonde doing exactly what you need your goaltender to do, shut down the opposition.
It's deafening in here, Doug, absolutely deafening. Under 12 to go, Andreas Ambule is offside.
So close, trying to free Ambule. There's Matt Ellison, 10. Played very well for Minsk. But look at it, the puck comes back to Schneeberger right here. And look at the save right here on Wieser. Kevin Lalonde sliding out his pad. Wieser looked like he had a great opportunity. Look at the play come right here. Nice tic-tac-toe play, right? Chiaroni right over to Wieser. Wieser on his backhand. But look how well Kevin Lalonde did tracking the puck. It's all about tracking the puck. Made a beautiful save there.
11:32 to go here in regulation time. Minsk is 1-0. They're +3 because they beat Canada 7-4. Davos losing to Canada, but winning this game. So off the top of my head, I would say, Doug, that -3 against Minsk could end up coming into play.
And you're probably right, and that's a good mathematical decision.
Here's a chance off the goal post. Oh my goodness, Evgeny Kovarishin off the post, as you were saying.
No, you're absolutely right. That was what I was thinking, my line of thought as well, but still too early to figure that one out. Let's give the game a little bit more time to breathe, and then let's compare notes towards the end.
Here's Tino Kessler, another one of your long lead passes. And back it comes the other way, courtesy of Gitarov to Stepanov. He's got Gitarov in front of the net. Grabarenko picks it off and gets it in deep. Sven Young with a check that knocks the bonnet off number 23, Andre Stas, who goes to the bench a little bit shaken up. Here's a chance in front. Oh my goodness. What a chance for Nikita Komarov. I think his shot went off a stick and wide, but he had a point-blank opportunity. Icing is the call.
Oh, he absolutely did. Sven Young lost him. Komarov slid in. That puck was right on his stick. I thought it was going to end up squirting past Knifler, but it slid it. You got to be much more alert. Sven Young, again, we've talked about this. The defense would need to be alert as to what's happening around the. We talked about the cliche head on a swivel, and that time Sven Young committing a major mistake.
That left heel you saw was that of Matt Ellison, the 32-year-old from Duncan, BC. Played in the NHL with Chicago and Philly. This is his 10th year overseas. He's a heartbeat player, obviously getting the skates sharpened, lost an edge. Played on Team Canada last year, and he was a factor for Guy Boucher without a doubt.
He really is a real good playmaker, and obviously he's a quarterback of this team's power play, a power play that's running at a 25% clip in the KHL.
Sergei Drauz gets the puck in. Along the near side, Sven Young, who's playing very well in his ice time so far today, helps lead this rush. 3-on-2. Sharp angle shot there by Ruutu, easily denied by Kevin Lalonde. Kinchy behind the net. Here's the older Wieser. Mark Wieser behind the net looking for Ruutu. Comes to Fabian Heldner near side. Back into the former Blackhawk, Tuomo Ruutu. Lost the handle. Heldner keeps it in, but only momentarily as it comes to Drauz. He gets it to Gotovitz, who gets it all the way down the ice. We're under 9 to go here in regulation time. TSN's continuing coverage of the 2016 Spengler Cup, the 90th edition. Here's Klinkhammer looking for his man in front of the net. That was number 28, Alex Matarukin, but he was brought to the ice.
And they're really putting a lot of pressure on 61 Heldner and 59 right here for Davos. Simeone, the third pairing defense, not doing a good job getting the puck out of their zone, overhandling it, and Minsk is taking advantage each and every time this pair is on the ice.
We're now under 9 minutes to play in regulation time. Minsk in blue, 5, Davos. Check that. Davos in yellow, 5, Minsk 4 is the score here in period 3. Drew Shore passes there to Dino Weiser. Couldn't get a shot away. Takes it hard to the net and cleared to center ice. 5-4 the score in another Spengler Cup thriller. Here's Andreas Ambiel. Couldn't get a shot away. The follow-through got Lazovitz in the face. Good non-call right there. Comes to Noah Schneeberger, to Andreas Ambiel. Tries to get around Lazovitz, who's shaken up from that puck in the throat. Might have been a stick as well. Ambiel with a shot. Ricochets that leads to a breakaway. Stepping up. Denied there by Knifler. That's his biggest save of the game. Enzo Corvi brings it in. Rahaimi with a shot off a stick into the corner. What end-to-end action, and Stepanov had a tie game dug on his stick.
Oh, he did it. You're right. The action is unbelievable right now, but not a good enough effort in my books from Stepanov. Clear breakaway. He's got to do better than that.
7:35 to go, period number 3. 5-4 is the score. Wieser back in front of the nets. Looking for Robert Kusal, broken up and shot down the ice by Minsk. Earboards, here's Ruutu. Gets it up on the far side, trying to find the older Wieser. Mark Wieser back-checking strongly as Matt Ellison's skate is ready to go and he chips it in, giving chase. Kinchy to Sven Young near side. Takes a hit from Klinkhammer as he's in on the forecheck. Klinkhammer shooting, rebound, off the crossbar. Can you believe that? What a chance for Palushai from point blank range.
Oh, and he had the tying goal on his stick. A terrible breakout right there by Sven Young. We just talked about how well he's been playing, but an awful breakout right there. And Palushai had the tying goal on his stick in the slot.
Puck comes to Kovarishin behind the net. Under 7 to play. Evgeny Kovarishin. Strong game for Minsk so far. Leaves it for Klinkhammer. Rob Klinkhammer, who opened the scoring dug in the first period shorthanded. That seems like yesterday.
It certainly does, and this has been the line that is most likely to score this North American line. Ellison, Klinkhammer, and Aaron Palaszczuk.
Puck is too far for Gotovitz. Drew Shore brings it back in. Leaves it for Ledeen with a shot. Per Ledeen looking for the top left-hand corner. Fabian Heldner keeps it in. Battling with Gotovitz. Gotovitz wins the battle, can't get it out. Shore, strong on the puck, still has it. Drew Shore, high slot, lets it go. Goes off the skate there of Komarov and wide as we're under 6 to go. What a hockey game. 5-4 here on TSN. Minsk in blue against Davos. Here's a chance, but the whistle goes. No whistle on the play. It looked like there was an offside coming. The fans whistle when they don't like a call, so perhaps I was fooled, Doug, but play goes on. What a chance right there for Minsk. Here's another chance, point blank range. The shot by Wieser, glove by Lalonde, and it's a 5-4 game with 5:11 to go.
And look at Stas coming. This is stepping off earlier on. You got to do better than that. Goaltender's deep in his crease. You don't even try anything. It was just a shot from 15 feet out. But Neifler, highly critical of him in the first period, but has he ever been good in the third period? Right now, look at him, small guy going out. Look at that glove hand save. He's in the butterfly already, but he made that save off a Palaszczuk. Just a great effort right there by Neifler. Look at him here. Another pad save. 4 point-blank saves by Melvin Neifler in the Davos goal.
2 amazing opportunities. How do you give up 2 odd man rushes in the third period in championship hockey like that, Doug?
Because they don't make an adjustment. They play one-way Davos. It's straight up the ice all the time. It's either high-risk success or high-risk goals against. And we saw examples. You say, how do you give up 2 2-on-1s in a 1-goal game? Well, that's exactly how.
We're under 5 minutes to go. Minsk on the attack. Rob Klinkhammer out in front of the net. Tried the bank play. I know he was looking for Matt Ellison, but Neifler may have got a piece of that. Here's Ellison, over to Klinkhammer. What a save. Palushai, what a save. Rebound cleared. Neifler standing on his head here late in the hockey game.
What a
Kept in
save.
by Pavlovich, trying to get it in deep. He's got it again. Pavlovich looking for Palushai behind the net. Gets it back again. Back to Palushai, trying to spin away from his man Schneeberger. Ellison in the slot. Pavlovich denied, and it's cleared to center ice.
This is crazy. Melvin Neifler with another huge save on Korobov right there. Point blank. Minsk could be up by 3 at this point, but Melvin Neifler, the backup goaltender, number 60, has been spectacular here in the last 5 minutes.
Big check on the far side there, throwing his weight around. Schneeberger once again, as is Marco Forer. Brought out here by Robert Kusal. His feed for Rahaimi is too far as the clock goes tick-tock. We're down to 3:33 to go in period number 3 of a 5-4 game. There's a sharp shot from a sharp angle that ends up on the stick of Ambuel. He sends it back to Marco Forer, who starts the rush. Long feed for Andreas Ambuel. He tracks it down as he's battling Evgeny Lazovitz. Andre Stas in with Stepanov, but the puck ends up on the stick of Rutu. He's got a man in front. Rutu in front, deflection by Mark Wieser, and somehow Lalonde kept that one out.
And that was a nifty play right here. Look at Rutu. This is a smart play. Look at the back end, but it's in the air. So it's either going to go off a body. There's no chance that Wieser's going to get that on his stick. Nice play by Rutu, and look at here, Sharoni, it's physical in front of that. There's Klinkhammer, there's Sharoni. Sharoni on the bench, he was angry right there, slamming his stick. He wanted a ref to make a call right there. He thought there should have been a roughing on Rob Klinkhammer.
3:02 to go here in period number 3. 5-4 is the score. Davos. Matt Ellison wins the draw. Grabarenko battling 2 yellow jerseys. Comes to the near side for Dmitry Korobov, who gets it out to Klinkhammer. He's got Ellison with him. Ellison trying to feed Aaron Palushai. And once again, the North American line almost connecting here for Craig Woodcroft's team.
An unselfish attempt from Ellison, but as a right-handed shot coming on the left-hand side there, he was in a perfect shooting position.
Here comes Grabarenko, fires it in, and Neifler knocks it over the glass. We're back after this.
Stand back. 2. Okay, state. No. Pause of you guys. Stay on your side, guys.
What drama here in Davos. 2:25 to go. Davos 5, Minsk 4. Face off to the left here of Melvin Neifler as the linesman tossing out number 23, Andre Stas. So Drew Shore on the face-off against Komarov. Shore wins the draw. What a game 94 has had in yellow.
Yeah, he's been their best forward tonight. Skating so well, playing both ends of the ice, effective on the power play, but just he's given them a little bit of an offensive punch. It's helped take the pressure off of number 10, Andreas Ambiol. He's been the guy that's had to lead Davos, but fortunately for him now, he has another guy up the middle of the ice, 94, Drew Shore, to help shoulder some of that offensive load.
Out comes the North American line again. Palushai, Ellison, and Klinkhammer. Face off though, won by Shore. Remember, he couldn't change. They iced the puck. As we approach the 18-minute mark in an absolute thriller between Minsk and Davos here in Switzerland. Canada waiting on the result of this game to find out their fates. Offside is the call at the Davos line. 1:59 to go, Doug.
And this is exactly how you want in the game. As I mentioned earlier on, this game has a playoff feeling. I suppose it does, because the permutations in this game can decide who gets the bye, goes straight to the semifinal, and who has to play an extra game in the quarters. So you can feel the intensity, and there's all to play for with 1 minute and 59 seconds to go here in the third.
Enzo Corvi wins the faceoff. Davos is dominated in the faceoff circle. Chiaroni with a shot over top of the net. Pachot with a guaranteed pinch. If you're going to pinch leading late in the third, you better get that puck, and he did right there. Minsk, no choice, Doug, and just to loft it to center ice.
Yeah, and you got to make sure, even though you want to be cute and you want to create something out of your zone, you've got to, first things first, you got to make sure that puck gets out of your own zone.
Long lead feed up to Kovarishin. He sends it over to Matarukin. Kovarishin and Matarukin, part of the second line for Minsk that's been so dominant in scoring goals in this tournament. Remember, they have 11 goals in 2 games, and they might go 1-1. Long lead feed that's going to lead to icing with 1:12 to go. Do you pull Kevin Lalonde now?
I'm thinking strongly about it, and I'll tell you why I'm thinking about it, because that was a potential gift right there from Noah Schneeberger. You asked me how you create odd man rushes against, well, the same way you create off defensive zone faceoffs, by long, dumb passes in a 1-goal game. That was a bad play by him, and now it gives Minsk a faceoff in the offensive zone.
1:12 to go. The place is a-jumping. Ellison on the faceoff, trying to get it back to number 14, Evgeny Lazovitz. Matt Ellison didn't win the draw. Instead, Ambuel tried to poke it to center. It ends up on the stick of Rahimi, and he skates it out to center. Here's Ambuel tracking it down. Marco Forer sends it down the ice. We're under a minute to go in the final round-robin game of the 2016 Spengler Cup. Here's Ellison in over the line. There's a shot off Forer into the corner. Palushai behind the net to Matt Ellison. He's got Klinkhammer in front. Here's Klinkhammer. Has a goal here tonight. Man in front. Couldn't feed Ellison. Instead, it comes to Ambuel. Under 30 to go. What a play by Grabarenko, pinching in. Loose in front. Cleared to the line, Doug, and just out.
Davos doing a good job, better defensively than they have been in the entire game. Smart dumps out of their zone, just clear the zone, and tight in the middle of the ice.
Here's a shot by Lindgren. Staying in the net was Kevin Lalonde. So I think they've done the mathematics for Minsk as Klinkhammer doesn't get to the puck. Davos will win 5-4, the final score.
And what a hockey game that was tonight. We were treated it again. This is the 4th consecutive 1-goal game, and this had a playoff atmosphere. The fans were into it. You could see on their feet cheering the hometown team Davos, but it was an exciting game. Both teams came here to play. This Minsk team, I think, surprised a little bit by Davos' speed, but I really like what I saw from Davos. I had questions whether or not they could come back in a 24-hour turnaround. the way they play and the intensity that they played with last night against Canada, but did a fantastic job and full value for the victory here this evening.
So this means Lugano, they win their pool, and Yekaterinburg will play Davos, Canada will play Mountfield, and this means Minsk is the winner of Canada's pool. For everyone here, I'm Steve Koulias. Thank you for watching.
Cool, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll meet you down in the airplane penalty area.
Where?
On the penalty, on the airline chair penalty box.
Okay.
Okay.